Quitting everything for YouTube is not easy. But trying to build a YouTube channel from scratch isn't easy either. This is my story. It all started back in 2020. At that time, I had an idea. I wanted to start a YouTube channel where I would share summaries of inspirational books. I didn't know much about YouTube, but I was excited about the idea and wanted to give it a try. I went to my older brother and told him about my plan. I explained that I wanted to create a faceless YouTube channel and upload audio summaries of inspirational books. My brother supported me and gave me some advice about how I could get started. So I took my first step. The first book I decided to summarize was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I worked on the video, recorded my voice using my phone, and finally uploaded it to YouTube. I was excited to see what would happen. Then I checked the views. 3 views, only 3. At first, I was actually happy because I thought maybe people are starting to discover my channel. But then I realized something. Those 3 views were probably just me and my brother watching the video. That was my first experience with YouTube. I continued uploading, hoping things would eventually change, but the views remained very low. And honestly, I started losing motivation. I didn't have the equipment I needed. I didn't have a computer for editing. I didn't have a proper setup. I was using my phone to record my voice, and because the channel was faceless, all I could do was upload audio content. I started feeling like I was putting in effort without getting anywhere. Eventually, I asked myself, what's the point of continuing if nobody is watching? So I stopped. I gave up on YouTube. But the strange thing was that even after I quit, I couldn't completely forget about it. I still had this feeling inside me that I wanted to create something. Then, less than a year later, I got another idea. I thought, what if I write stories and record myself telling them? This idea felt different. So I decided to try YouTube again. Once again, my brother helped me. He had bought some microphones for himself, and he allowed me to borrow them. With his help, I started writing story series and recording them. I uploaded the stories and waited to see how people would react. And this time, something changed. People actually liked the stories. The views started coming in. Then I started gaining subscribers. 1 subscriber became 10. 10 became 100. And eventually, I reached 1,000 subscribers. I was extremely happy. But that wasn't all. I also managed to reach 4,000 watch hours. At that moment, I felt like all my hard work had finally paid off. I had reached the point where I could apply for YouTube monetization. After everything I had been through, I thought I was finally going to make it. But then something happened that I still remember to this day. I somehow deleted my videos. I honestly don't know exactly how it happened. One moment, the videos were on my channel. Then suddenly, they were gone. I started looking everywhere for them. I tried to find a way to recover them. I even asked my brother to help me. He searched too, but we couldn't find the videos. Eventually, he told me that I might have accidentally deleted them. I was completely devastated. All those videos were gone, and with them, the 4,000 watch hours I had worked so hard to achieve were gone too. It took me a long time to build those watch hours, but they disappeared in a very short moment. I remember how painful that was. I felt like I had gone from being so close to my goal to being back at the beginning again. For a while, I felt like giving up completely, but somehow, I decided to try again. I started creating new videos. I started rebuilding the channel. But this time, it wasn't easy at all. Getting back to 4,000 watch hours took me almost 3 years. 3 years? Think about that. I had already reached the goal once, lost everything, and then had to spend almost 3 more years trying to reach it again. There were many times when I wondered whether it was even worth it. But eventually, I reached 4,000 watch hours again. Once again, I reached the monetization application stage. My brother helped me with the application, and we submitted it. I thought that this was finally going to be the end of the struggle, but then YouTube rejected my application. The reason was reused content. That rejection hurt more than I expected. I didn't understand exactly what I had done wrong. I didn't know which videos were causing the problem, and I didn't know what I needed to change. All I could think was, do I have to start everything over again? After everything I had already gone through, I felt exhausted. I felt like I had tried everything. I had started from nothing. I had reached 1,000 subscribers. I had reached 4,000 watch hours. I had lost all my videos. I had spent almost 3 years rebuilding. And after all that, I was still being rejected. At that point, I completely lost motivation. I told myself that maybe YouTube wasn't meant for me, so I stopped trying. For about a year, I stayed away from YouTube. I didn't want to think about it anymore. But even after a whole year, something inside me kept telling me to try again. I still had the desire to create. I still wanted to build something on YouTube. Eventually, I came back. I started uploading stories again, but this time, things weren't going the way I wanted. The stories weren't getting the same reaction as before. The views were low. So I started experimenting. I tried different types of stories. I changed the kind of content I was uploading. I mixed different ideas together, trying to understand what my viewers wanted. I was basically trying to find my way again. But reaching 4,000 watch hours has been difficult. Even today, I am still working toward that goal. Sometimes I look at my journey and think about how many times I have had to start over. But then I remember something. I remember the person I was back in 2020. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have expensive equipment. I didn't know much about YouTube. I was recording my voice with a phone, and my first video got only 3 views. But I started anyway, and even after all the things that happened, I'm still here. I may not be where I want to be yet. My channel may not have the views I want. I may still be trying to reach 4,000 watch hours again. But this time, I have made a decision. I'm not giving up. I don't know how long it will take. Maybe it will take months. Maybe it will take years. But I will keep learning, keep improving, and keep creating. Because I've already learned something from this journey. Sometimes YouTube isn't just a test of your creativity. Sometimes it's a test of your patience. It's a test of how many times you are willing to stand up after you fall. I have started over before. I've lost everything before. I've been rejected before. And I'm still here. So if you're watching this and you're also trying to build something from scratch, I want you to know that you're not alone. Maybe your first video got 3 views. Maybe nobody is watching you right now. Maybe you've already failed. Maybe you even had to start over. But that doesn't mean your story is over. I'm still working on mine. And this time, I refuse to let go. This is my YouTube journey. And I'm going to keep going until I finally make it. If you want to follow me on this journey, subscribe to the channel and come with me, because this story isn't over yet. If you're watching this and you're going through something similar to what I went through, I want you to remember one thing. Don't let one failure convince you that you are a failure. Maybe you started something and nobody supported you. Maybe you put in months or even years of work, only to lose everything. Maybe you reached your goal and then had to start all over again. Or maybe you're working hard right now, but you're not seeing the results you expected. I know how painful that can feel. But sometimes the journey takes longer than we expect. You may have to start again. You may have to change your strategy. You may have to learn from your mistakes and try something completely different. And that's okay. Starting over doesn't mean you are back where you started. You are starting again with experience. You already know what didn't work. You already know what you need to improve. And most importantly, you now know that you are capable of getting back up. So if you're struggling right now, don't give up just because things are moving slowly. Keep learning, keep improving, keep trying. And if you need to take a break, but don't completely give up on the dream that made you start in the first place. I'm still on this journey myself. I haven't reached where I want to be yet, but this time, I'm going to keep going. And maybe one day I'll look back at this difficult chapter and realize that all these struggles were part of the story I needed to tell. So if you're also building something from scratch, keep going. Your story isn't over yet. And if you want to follow my journey and see where this story takes me, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you here with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.